Hi guys, we are in book club number 20. Here we are, book club number 20 of my book, A Radical Awakening. I'm going to talk about something that may help you. And again, when I do these book clubs, I do not do them linearly from the book. I'm giving you extra stuff. Stuff that'll help you integrate the book, do better with the book when you buy the book or when you are going through the book. So if you are currently reading the book and you want to, not listen to the book clubs because I may give away the climax, don't worry, I'm not going in order. I just pick themes based on what's coming up from the posts I read in people's messages and share with you the themes as they show up in the moment. So I'm not doing this book club linearly because that takes the fun out of you reading the book. I'm just bringing up the core themes of the book. Yes. Okay. So Radical Awakening. It's my life's work. Everywhere I go, I try to share with people how they can suffer less and why they're suffering. And I help myself too. I use the teachings of the book to help me go through my life and navigate my life and enter clarity and enter wholeness. And between psychology and meditation, we can pretty much live a good life. So this book really integrates psychology and meditation. It really does. It breaks down the principles of what meditation is trying to create within your mind and why you need to integrate it. So the psychological part and the mystical part or the spiritual part, there's no real word for it. I would just call it the enlightenment part. So there's a psychological component to awakening, and then there's an enlightenment component to awakening, where you have to apply the principles of meditation, of Eastern spirituality, to awaken. Now, why Eastern spirituality and not Western spirituality, right? Well, because in Eastern spirituality, there is a turning inward and a deeply meditative, reflective process that the Eastern mystics mastered. Now, it doesn't mean that the Western mystics didn't have beautiful things to offer. It's just when you talk about the Eastern philosophy, you know that it's their mastery over the inner world. Western civilization mastered the external world of doing, thinking, cogitation, conceptualization, mastery over the mind, but the Eastern mystics mastered the inner self. So now what to do? That's just how they did it back then. So I'm not preferring the East to the West, and that's why my work integrates both. It's the East with the West, right? So the first part of this book is a lot of Western psychology, talking about how our psychological patterns impact us, and then towards the end of the book, I get to the power of enlightenment and how you can use the principles of enlightenment to awaken you. And yes, healing is a moving target. I love that, mermaid goddess Olivia. I love that. Yes, healing is a moving target. Completely. However, you do get closer to the bullseye, okay? So you may start out like really out and misfiring and not even hitting the bullseye, but then, or even the target at all. But then as you heal, you do get closer, and once in a while, you do touch the bullseye, and you're like, oh my goodness, I just had a moment of wholeness. I just had a moment of clarity. What the hell was that? So you do get closer, yes? So don't give up hope. It's moving. But once in a while, you get on it. See, I do. I feel it. The deeper it gets, the better it feels. Yes, but it is a constant cultivation. I've been doing spiritual work, you wouldn't be able to tell, but since my early 20s, okay? Oh my goodness. 21 I started, and I'm 49 now. Okay? So it never ends. And that's what you mean by a moving target. Because you just got your mothering down, say, or you got your eating addiction down, say, or you got your body, deep insecurities like manageable, and then boom, you have a boss at work, or you got laid off, or you have a pandemic, and then other rageful, unremitting issues come up from the past, and you're like, what? What? I thought I was good. I thought I was doing amazing. So you have to be ready for the moment by moment nature. However, when you are truly in a spiritual practice, and guys, I don't know whether you know, I have like 176 free meditations being uploaded on my YouTube. They were in my Superpowered group. I did this group around my book, Superpowered. And then we are now uploading it. My assistant is here. Andrea, how many have we uploaded onto YouTube? So I have tons of free meditations. You remembered when the pandemic was going on, I did viral wisdoms for free. They're on YouTube. I have 72 free lectures that I did all through the pandemic for free. And then I have 176 free meditations. So, I also have meditation courses, but I have free meditations that are on my YouTube. So I don't know how many we have uploaded yet, but I have a lot. So when you integrate Eastern practice with Western psychology, then, or there are many, she says, look for the playlist. Many as in 100, like over 100. And then I have my viral wisdom. So there's a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel for free that you can learn and begin into this practice. You can begin getting into this practice, okay? So it is an eternal journey. It is a constant cultivation. But as you do it, you understand that life is moment by moment. You understand that life is lived right here, right now. So this doesn't mean that you're not aware of what the heck is going on. Many people mistake living in the moment for not planning. Living in the moment for not waking up, for being in denial. No. Living in the moment is not being in denial. Living in the moment is not binging on alcohol and drugs and having indiscriminate sex because you're in the moment. No. Living in the moment is not going, oh my God, I can't think of the future, so I just won't think of the future. That's just avoiding anxiety. Living in the moment is being fully present. It looks like it's going to rain. Okay, I'm going to take my raincoat and umbrella in this moment, even though it's not raining right now. But I see right now the clouds are coming. Do you understand? So there is an art to living in the moment where there are elements of the future that need to be taken care of and woken up to now. But because those elements in the future could cause us anxiety, we call denial of those elements living in the moment because they're causing too much anxiety. No, living in the moment is an integration of the past and an understanding of where this could lead without attachment to the future. So say we plan to get married in 15 days and we make all the arrangements and then the groom doesn't show up or the bride doesn't show up. Okay, we deal with that moment then. But it doesn't mean we don't make all the arrangements because it looks like we're going to have a wedding. People are coming, flights are being booked, the bride and groom, if you talk about a traditional marriage, seem to be all in love. The priest or whatever, the rabbi has been called. Okay, we got to make the plan. However, we don't stick to the plan if the plan busts. So when the plan busts, you're like, oh, I'm in a new plan now. All right. Similarly, if something quote unquote negative is happening, your dad is going to die, your brother is going to pass away, you're going to die. Okay, this could cause a lot of anxiety for you, but you got to make the plan. You got to have a will. You got to put everything in place. But you can't say, oh, this is causing me anxiety. I want to live in the moment and then do nothing for the future. There's an art. You don't want to live in the future. You want to live in the now. But if you see the storm clouds coming, you got to act now without attachment for the future. Yeah, so many people, because it's anxiety provoking to think of the future, they just go, I'm living in the now. Okay, the storm is coming. What are you living in the now, doing nothing about it? No, I'm living in the now. No, that's not living in the now. That is being so consumed by anxiety, you can't even make a freaking plan. You can't ask the right questions. Do I need 2 umbrellas? Do I need 16 umbrellas? What do I need? But it's too anxiety provoking for you to ask the clouds, because you think if you ask the clouds, then it'll rain. No, it's going to rain anyway. So taking charge of your life, asking tough questions, confronting the truth, is living in the moment. So many traditional wives, yes, come to me and they'll tell me things like, this happened, okay? I received a text from my husband, but I think it was meant for another woman. Okay? But I don't want to ask because what if it is meant for the other woman? Okay? Okay, go ahead. Then I will have to confront that there's another woman. And that causes a lot of anxiety. So I think I will just live in the moment. No, that's not living in the moment. That is denial of the moment. That is split off from the moment. That is anxiety in the moment. That is not in the moment. Right? So, confronting the truth, the signs, is not living in the moment. So, a lot of us deny, yes? And because denial is easy, because it's really hard to think of every moment of the future. Now, I'm not saying you have to think of everything of the future. I'm saying you have to base your plans in the now. You have to coordinate the now based on what's coming. If the signs are clear, if there's a wedding date and the rabbi's been called and the guests are coming, we got a plan. If the partner is not around, sending you texts that you think are for somebody else, you find receipts for champagne and perfume and earrings that you didn't get, we got to take action. We got to see the signs, right? So many of us are not here right now. And then I've heard the other side, which I've heard other people say sometimes, I'm living in the moment. I don't care. Okay, when is the last time you checked in on your kids? Oh, like 16 days ago. I don't care. I'm living in the moment. You said I should live in the moment. No, but your moment includes you're a parent. Or your moment includes you are taking an exam. Your moment includes you have a sick mother at home. So our moment is always in context, yes? So if you don't like the context, you can leave the context. But till you leave the context, you're in the context, so your moment is in the context. Nalis says, just finished the book, speechless, but so enlightened. I'm so happy. Speechless but enlightened. Talking less but enlightened mind. I love it. Leave a review. We're talking about themes from my book, A Radical Awakening. This is book club number 20. I do not go in order. I pick themes and I elaborate on themes. So you're getting way more in this book club and the book. So read the book, guys. So, Get Fit by Carmen says to awaken is a lonely journey. All of life is an alone journey. Loneliness is your projection onto aloneness. We shall make a meme out of that. Loneliness is your projection onto aloneness. All of life is an alone journey. All of it. You're always alone. At the end of the day, your joy is an alone business. Your interpretation is an alone business. So, understand, loneliness is a projection. You can be lonely in the most crowded house, in the most crowded family, in the most biggest family, in I was going to give other analogies of groups of doing things together, but I think I should stop. You get the point. So anyway, in Book Club 20, I'm talking about how to live in the present and what living in the present really means, and how meditation is the most powerful, unutilized tool in the world. Because when you learn to meditate, and I have a lot of free meditations for those signing on right now that are on my YouTube channel for free. I did them all in 2020. And by the way, next week, coming up soon in the next 7 days, I'm going to have my big summer blowout sale where all my courses are going to be 50% off. So we're just putting it together right now, my team and I. Look out for it this coming week. All my courses, 50% off for around 3 weeks. I do it in the summer and I do it at the end of the year. So you can grab your courses, grab it for gifts, keep it for the holidays and give it to people. There's a way to do that. I don't know what the way is, but we can figure it out. But coming up soon is a big summer blowout, 50% off sale. So my meditation courses are for 50% off, and there are many courses there. I would recommend the Awakened Heart if you want to really awaken. And it has a meditation component to it. So take those two. And if you're in a relationship, I have a course called Free to Be. Free to Be. So that's 50% off as well. Sale soon. So meditation is thought of as some wonky, winky, woohoo practice out in the East, but it's not. It's really the most profound practice you can undertake in your life, wherein you train your mind to be fully awake and present right here, right now, where you're not afraid of big emotions, where you don't bypass them because they can rise and pass, like the waves. When people are anxious of big feelings, they appear to be peaceful, but they're mostly bypassing. Spiritual and emotional bypassing is actually an emotional impediment to our growth. So what is spiritual and emotional bypassing is the examples I gave you. Denial. Okay, I'm okay. Okay, you're okay. No, you're not okay. Your life is falling apart. Your roof is falling down. Your children are all acting out. You don't have to say you're okay. Now you can be okay not being okay, but you're not okay. See the difference? Saying I'm okay when you're not okay is denial. It's spiritual bypass, emotional bypass. Watching, I'm not okay, but I'm okay. That is the occupation, the position of the spiritual warrior. And that position is only obtained from meditation. Sorry. You have to meditate to understand what I'm saying. You occupy the position of the warrior that is eternally okay, even though there is all not okayness going on in their life. So they can talk about not being okay. They can cry about not being okay. They can watch not being okay. They can see themselves not okay, but their eternal self is okay. Their form-based self is totally effed up, but their eternal self is never touched. So in meditation, you touch the eternal self, and that essence can never be contaminated. But that is the self that you return to in healing, and is the self that you occupy through meditation. So this book teaches these things. It's not going to heal you completely, but it is going to open your eyes to the denial you've been living in, to the patterns you have, to your own process, to why you have been the way you have. This is what the book teaches. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about chapter 5. I bookmarked it to talk about it today, but then I was in the moment. And chapter 5 is Deconstructing Patterns. The thread of the needle creates our life design. It stitches intricate shades of confusing patterns. Crisscross, crisscross, the colors move across the tapestry, causing us to lose sight of where it all began. Soon we wear clothes unaware of how the holes were stitched over. Soon we wear clothes unaware of how the holes were stitched over. So we're going to talk about this tomorrow, how we can deconstruct our patterns. So in this book, I teach you to first become aware of your patterns, and then how to deconstruct them, and then how to transcend them, and then how to enter the eternal self. So this book is a process. It's a path to your eternal self. And I encourage you to grab your copy today. So thank you for joining me. Book club number 20. Living in the moment means being awake. Understand the difference between being in denial and spiritual and emotional bypassing to really being in the moment. Really being in the moment means being authentic to the context. You cannot escape the context. The context must be paid attention to, and then you can leave the context, but you can't act like the context isn't there. Oh, I'm just so okay, no problem, I have no problems, I just found out I'm dying of cancer, right, for example, and you're like, no, I'm okay. It's okay to not be okay. That is the mastery. That is the ability to watch without being caught up, but not to pretend like you're okay when you're not okay. That is emotional and spiritual bypass. So, thank you for joining me for book club number 20. Grab your copy. If you have read the book and you love it, leave a review on Amazon. Thank you, guys. See you when I see you.